you tell? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome. We're so excited that you're watching this video with us and that you've given us a couple minutes of your time to learn a little bit more about being healthy and happy in 2018. So welcome. This is my mom, Sonia Crocker, and she is a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus. My name is Joanna Crocker. I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus. And then Nita Buchanan is also hosting the call with us tonight, and she is a silver, soon to be gold ambassador with Plexus. So we're so grateful to have you guys all on the call with us tonight. Let's see. First thing that I'm going to start off with is our disclaimer. So this presentation is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. Plexus Worldwide wants you to know that the results you're about to hear vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent disease. So Plexus started in 2005 as a breast health company. They actually started out with two products. It was a breast health, a breast check kit, so it helps magnify your touch so that you could feel lumps sooner. And then a breast cream is what they called it to help women that were going through radiation, and it would help with radiation burns. And so it actually is now called a body cream because we found that it is wonderful for so many other skin things. So dry skin, itchy skin, it helps with burns like sunburn. It's just amazing. So it's an awesome product that they still have, but it was taken over by the company in 2005. And then in 2009, the company had been doing research, and they found that women with type 2 diabetes were more likely to have breast cancer. So they started doing more research and found that imbalanced insulin levels put you at a higher risk for having breast cancer. And so they brought on this Slim, and they started doing clinical trials of it and to see if they could help balance women's blood sugar. And what they found during that study was that the women with type 2 diabetes were losing weight. And so that's when Plexus turned and said, hey, well, we can market this as a weight loss product, because if we're helping these people lose weight, we can help a lot of people lose weight as well, and get healthy. And so that's where Plexus came from. Our Slim drink was never created for the sole purpose of helping you lose weight. It's just a natural result of giving your body the things it needs. So the top 10 health complaints, what most people go to the doctor for today, are going to be the 10 things that you see on the screen right now: fatigue, bloating, poor sleep, weight gain, food cravings, swelling, allergies, persistent colds, joint and back pain, and stomach aches and digestive issues. And when I started Plexus, I like to say I only struggled with 8 of those things, but if I really think about it, I was probably struggling with all 10 of them. I just didn't know that I was having stomach issues and digestive issues until I actually got those fixed. So what is your goal? Is it health, wealth, or weight loss? And as we go through this presentation, I just want you to know that we are going to cover every single one of those topics. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to any of us hosting this call tonight. We'd be happy to answer them for you. So why does Plexus work? Plexus works because it gets to the root cause of the problem. Most disease in your body or issues in your body are caused by blood sugar instability, inflammation, poor gut health, and vitamin deficiency. So I would like to introduce to you one more time my mom. She is a certified natural health practitioner. I'll leave the next initials for her. Life coach and a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus. And she has been teaching gut health classes since the year after I graduated high school, I think. So it would have been 10 years ago, which is amazing. And when we came across the Plexus products, she researched every ingredient in them, couldn't find a reason not to try them, and then decided for her kids' sake that she would jump in. And so we are so grateful. It fits right exactly with what she's been teaching for those 10 years. And now you get to learn a little bit more about gut health that you may not have known before from her.
Sounds good. Thanks, Joanna. I laugh because I'm a certified biofeedback specialist, so I do tell people that I'm a certified BSer, and after you're done listening to me talk, you're probably going to think that as well. But I'm so thankful for the Plexus products because it's a glove that fit. I had tried many different products, but my own family was suffering with different issues, and I kind of felt like a hypocrite, doing natural health, having bursitis in my hip myself, and my kids struggling with some of their own issues. And when Plexus came along, it was almost out of desperation with my oldest daughter, Sarah, and she had chronic yeast infections, and we had tried like 20 different probiotics and nothing was working. And within 5 days, she noticed a difference with the ProBio 5, which we'll be talking about later on. But when we decided to jump on board and get involved with Plexus, it was kind of by accident, and we weren't going to do a business because I've been there, done that type of a thing. But because the products were working, we were sharing with other people, and it just snowballed. But when we got involved, I said to the kids, if we're going to do this, guys, I don't want to look at the weight loss part of it. I want people to come away knowing something. We need to focus on the gut health because that's where it's at. And so they've been on board with me with that. And so that's what we've been doing. So whether you decide to use the Plexus products or not, you are going to go away tonight with some information that's going to benefit you, like I said, whether or not you use the products. Plexus or no Plexus, we want the best health for you. But we just believe that Plexus can enhance that because we've seen so many wonderful things happening, not only in our own lives, but in lives of our family, friends, and even my clients. So to start off with, we're just going to talk about digestion and how I got involved with this stuff. Back in 2007 is I went through my own kind of health crisis, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. I was not in a good place at all. I had issues with constipation and diarrhea and then constipation and ended up with endometriosis. I mean, I was a mess. But I did go to see a biofeedback specialist, and he sat down with me and started talking to me about gut health. And I said, dude, I literally think I'm going crazy, and you're going to tell me it starts in my gut? And he just said, trust me, Sonia, trust me. And this is a line he gave me then, and this is a line I'm still using today. He said, if you're at dis-ease, meaning you're uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form in your gut, that's gas, bloating, heartburn, diarrhea, constipation, whatever it may be, it can lead to disease elsewhere in your body. And I've been using that same slogan for a long, long time. In fact, I have a lot of these slides that you'll see Joanna actually made for me back in 2007, and I use them yet to this day when I'm teaching my digestion classes. So we have to remember that 70 to 90% of your immune system is located in your gut. So it's vital to take care of your gut in order to have a strong immune system so you can fight off and maybe not get that flu or get that cold or end up with these autoimmune issues. We say there's 12 times more bacteria in your gut, in your body, than there are cells. So it's vital that we keep those little buggers happy and take care of them and have them in a right balance in order for our bodies and for us to be healthy.
I like to say that you're more bug than you are human.
Yeah, it kind of is true. And then 90% of serotonin, which is a brain neurotransmitter, is made in your digestive tract. Only 10% is made in your brain. And serotonin is really good to help with moods and with sleeping. But a lot of people think, how can that be? Most of us think it's a brain neurotransmitter. It should be made in your brain. Only 10% is, but the 90% is made in your gut. So vital, again, to keep that gut healthy. And then when I work with clients with biofeedback, we work a lot with stress. Stress can cause so many problems, and stress leads to disease. So really look at overall what's happening in your life. What kind of stress are you under? Do you maybe need to let go of a few things or something like that? But stress will also shut down the bowels. And we want to keep the bowels moving so that we don't have toxins being reabsorbed in our body. And you'll see a lot of kids with ADD, ADHD, autism, that type of stuff, they're constipated and have a lot of behavioral issues. And once you can get the bowels moving, you're going to see a big difference. And we see it time and time again with kids once they start getting the bowels moving. And with that, we're going to talk about, here's symptoms of improper digestion, or you're seeing dysbiosis or intestinal toxemia. And we look at all of them, yeah, gastrointestinal, gas, bloating, constipation. We think, oh yeah, that's all has something to do with digestion, but look at all the other areas that deal with digestion. I personally was dealing with most of the stuff on that nervous system part, that depression, anxiety, couldn't concentrate, couldn't think, I couldn't remember things, kind of mental fog, literally thought I was going crazy. And so that's where I was. I still had issues in the gastrointestinal part of things, but most of my issues were nervous system. And again, you look at that, we're going to talk about getting that gut healthy, and it's going to help with those nervous system and all those other areas as well. Elimination is key. If you don't poop, your body will find ways to poop for you. Examples can be acne, arthritis, psoriasis, eczema, and you're wondering, how can pooping affect those things? And what does arthritis have anything to do with digestion? It has everything to do with digestion. The last place we want things coming out is through the skin. That's our last mode of elimination. So ultimately, we want to make sure that the bowels are working and that things are moving, and we're eliminating through the bowels first and foremost. Normal food transit time should be 12 to 18 hours from the time that you eat something to the time that it's coming out. Bowel movements, we should have 3 a day optimally. We should be like our pets. You feed your dog, and within a half hour, 40 minutes, you have to let the dog out to go to the bathroom. And that's really how we should be. But a lot of times, because of stress, or we don't take time, or just because of our poor diets, we are not eliminating. I have clients that 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks without having a bowel movement. Can you imagine? Migraines that they would have, plantar fasciitis, heel pain, carpal tunnel. A lot of times that goes hand in hand with digestion. And then we look at kids. If you have kids that are not pooping, or if they are, they have bowel movements, I say that they're like pop can sized turds, know that is not good. It is not healthy, and do something for those little guys, because you want to make sure that the bowels are moving just for their overall health. And you're going to see behavior will even be better when they're pooping too. And I think we have a poop chart next, so hang on. Oh, we do, yep. The infamous poop chart. I do print this off for my kids, my clients that are kids, and we want them talking about bowel movements and what they're looking like and how often they're going, because it's important. And we look at type 1 and type 2 at that end, kind of lumpy and hard to move. Constipation. Really look at how much water you are eating, and also how much fiber you're taking in. And on the other end, type 6 or 7, that's just telling me if you're really loose like that, and if you eat and within 20 minutes you're in the bathroom, we say definitely inflammation in the bowels. But to be honest with you, we treat it all the same way. Okay. Rules of the stomach. These I've been teaching again for a long time, and even if you just follow these, you're going to see a difference in your overall health. We say drink no more than 3 to 4 ounces of water with your meals, and quickly I'll just go over why that is. When we eat excess amounts or drink excess amounts of liquid with our food, we change the pH in our stomach, and our food is going to be prematurely pushed into our small intestine. Okay, the first part of your small intestine is called the duodenum, and that's predominantly where most absorption is going to take place in your body. And that should be your vitamins, minerals, and all the good stuff that your body needs in order to function. And it's all the good stuff. But if we drink too much water, it dilutes the pH in our stomach, or changes the pH in our stomach, and it prematurely is going to push that food into that small intestine, and then you're going to have fats, proteins, and maybe even small food particles, thus the saying leaky gut, passed into our bloodstream, and then our body has to do something with all those toxins. Okay, so now our lymphatic system has to kick in and do the job that the digestive system was supposed to have done. And you're going to see that a lot of times the first thing people have is they're going to have like maybe gout or pain in the toes, and then maybe plantar fasciitis, and then heel pain, or fingers are stiff, or you're sitting for a while and then you get up and you can't even walk across the room. And a lot of times that's just because the protein's storing in our joints. You saw those gnarly fingers. A lot of times that's what happens. The joints start being deforming just because of the proteins being stored in our bodies. God designed our bodies so those toxins are going to move to the furthest point, so the fingers and then the toes, and away from our vital organs and away from our brain, just so we can function. And the next thing you know, it's going to start in the toes, and then the feet, and then the ankles, and the knees, and then your hips or your fingers and the wrists. And elbows and shoulders, and then more complications later on. So give me, or try this, only drink 3 to 4 ounces of water. We personally just set out little jelly jars and add our meals, and half the time we don't even drink that anymore. Where it used to be, I would be drinking, pop and 10-ounce glasses of water or milk or whatever, and now it's just water. So try this, and start your little guys off doing this as well too. You'll see a difference with them as well. And then no coffee with your meals. Coffee will automatically change the pH, and so whatever you just ate is going to be prematurely, again, pushed into your small intestine, and that same process is going to happen. A lot of people will drink coffee right away in the morning because it's the only time they'll have a bowel movement for the day, because it makes them go to the bathroom. I say, I don't know. I tell people I'm not old enough to drink coffee yet, but go ahead, drink your coffee, but just do it 30 minutes before or after you do eat, so that food can be broken down in your stomach. And then we say eat fruits and melons alone, because they digest at a faster rate or ferment faster. So if you have a steak in your stomach and you have a fruit salad in your stomach, that fruit is going to break down faster, and that steak is going to be prematurely pushed into your small intestine. So you're going to be like, I feel like that steak's sitting right here. And actually it is. it didn't get broken down in your stomach. And then small meals are better quality, not quantity. Eat slow, chew, savor, and enjoy your meal. And I tell people to take a carrot and chew a carrot until it's mush in your mouth. The longer you chew it, the sweeter it's going to taste. And then I say take like a McDonald's French fry and chew that. The longer you chew it, the worse it will taste. And I say it's called fast food because if you didn't eat it fast, you probably wouldn't want to eat it. And not that you can't have McDonald's or that kind of thing. Again, moderation with everything is what I believe. And then rest or relax for 20 to 30 minutes after your meal. And we are all told you can't go swimming for an hour after you eat. And there's something to go with that, because oxygen is going to digest your food, not out to the muscles. And it is proven that people did actually drown or cramp up after eating a large meal because they didn't have any oxygen going to the muscles, and they would cramp up. And then eat for nutrition, not stimulation. And this is one I really have to look at because I'm an emotional eater. If I'm upset, I can pack away the chips. And so really look at, why am I eating this? What am I looking to feel? Am I bored? Am I mad? Am I, what it is? So look at the emotional component to things as well. And then here's another big one is do not eat for 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. So go to bed on an empty stomach. Your organs regenerate during the night. It's kind of like you're giving them an oxygen bath. And if you have food in your stomach, that oxygen is going to digest that food once again and not to nourish your organs. So try these 8 steps and you're going to see a difference in your overall health. And then if you add the Plexus products to it, man, let me tell you, you're going to see a huge difference in your health.
Awesome. Thank you, Mom. So are we ready to hear some people's stories? I believe, Auntie Nita, I have yours. Oh no, mine. Mine's up first. Shoot. I had those slides backwards. Like I said, when my mom started Plexus, she started it because of her kids. And our health not being good. And what my mom had me doing previous to Plexus would be fasting for 7 days straight. And I'm not against fasting, but it was something where like when you come off a fast, you can't go back to eating junk food. And I just had a really hard time not going back to drinking coffee, the sugary stuff. It's not just straight up coffee. Like it was like half hot chocolate, half cream, and a little bit of coffee. And so I just like couldn't break that habit, and I would get addicted to sugar even worse than I was before I did the cleanses. It was just kind of this downward spiral, and I was exhausted all the time. I'd go to work, I'd come home and go to bed, get up, go home, or go to work, come home, go to bed, get up, eat, and then go back to bed. That was kind of my life. And I remember laying in bed when I was 27 years old thinking, if this is what life is going to be like for the rest of my life, Lord, I just don't want to live it. Like, this is not going to be fun. And shortly after that, my mom brought Plexus to me, and she was like, I really want you to try this. And I said, that's fine, but you're not signing me up anywhere. I'll just buy the products directly from you. And I don't want my name anywhere. I don't want anything to do with the business. I don't want to talk to people about it. Nothing. I don't want any part of it. And long story short, I'm here. So within the first couple of weeks, it totally took away my cravings for a ton of sugar all day long. I was living on candy bars at work, so my blood sugars are spiking and troughing. I would get home from work and I would actually want to do something. I'd want to go outside, or I'd want to be active, which that hadn't happened in a really long time. And then I just noticed my skin started to clear up. I started to lose the discoloration in my skin, and the itchy skin that I had started going away, and it was just the dandruff that I had started disappearing, and it was just all directly related to my gut health. I started feeling so much better, and I tell people now that I feel better now than when I did when I was in high school, and I was an athlete that I'd swim 2,000 to 3,000 yards a day, and I still don't feel as good as I feel now, and I definitely don't swim that hard anymore. And so, yeah, like it's amazing just to see the difference it's been in my life. So I went from being I'm not even going to talk about it to I'm not going to be quiet about it, because if anybody can have the results that I had, it saved my job. I was looking at having to quit my job. I was able to stay, and I've received 2 promotions since. So even if it wasn't for the business and making the extra income from the business, I have been able to maintain a job and move up in a company that I was looking at having to leave because of my health previously. So if it can save somebody else's job, it's totally worth sharing. And so the next, we're going to hear a little bit from my Aunt Nita. So she's going to jump on and go ahead and take a look at her pictures there. They're pretty awesome too. I think,
Of me.
There you go.
Okay, so the pictures of me, the side by side, are when I first started Plexus, and then only 3 months later, and there's such a decrease in inflammation. And then the picture of me in my sunglasses is even less inflammation, and it's getting less all the time. So basically my testimony, I start with my journey to poor gut health. What really triggered it in me? Where did it really start? Well, in 1983, we had a horrible car accident. We were T-boned. Our car was spun around, and we were T-boned again on both sides of our car. My seat broke loose, and I went up into the windshield, even though I was seat belted in, and sustained severe bruising on my brain. And that just started, and neck injuries. My vertebrae twisted in my neck, 3, 4, and 5. I went to a chiropractor. I wasn't getting any relief. I was living on high doses of ibuprofen until I found another chiropractor who said to me, hey, you're a minister's wife. I'll treat you if you help me build my practice. Which, by the way, he treated me long enough that I helped him build his practice before we moved to Colorado. So that was pretty cool. But then in 1986, I had a brain aneurysm, and the doctors really believed that aneurysm happened as a result of that car accident that I had in 83. And so I suffered hearing loss in my left ear. I suffered my pupil blue, that length of my eye, which you are never supposed to recover from that. I did. I had no hearing for 6 months, and I had no equilibrium for 3 months. And literally all I have is some hearing loss left and some vision loss in my left eye. And God really intervened. But that just started all that stress, all the problems with my health. And then in 1989, I started having frequent sinus and ear infections. And I was on antibiotics 4 to 6 times a year. And that, when they look back at it, again, back to that car accident, which started the ball rolling on this stuff. Then in 1998, I was diagnosed with lactose intolerance. So I had to give up all dairy. In 2000, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, underactive thyroid, and was put on medication for that. In 2010, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. And at that time, I saw a specialist, and he said to me, Nita, honestly, heal your gut, heal your disease. And I said, well, I thought you can't be healed from celiac. He goes, heal your gut, it'll heal your disease. He said, the problem with American food is that the way it's processed, you were eating chemicals that are killing you. And he said, and you already are at a deficit because of the problems that you have. Then in 2010, after I was diagnosed with celiac in 2016, right after that, I was diagnosed with leaky gut syndrome, and that was in 2014. And then we ended up, Bob retiring, moving to Massachusetts for 22 months, and now we're in New Hampshire. And in November 22nd of 2016, I knew that Sonia and everybody was doing Plexus, and I had been spending around 60 to 80 bucks a month at Whole Foods buying the top probiotic for 7 years, and nothing was changing in my health. I was so frustrated. I was in constant pain. I couldn't poop for weeks at a time. I was so inflamed. I was depressed. I was riddled with anxiety. And Bob and I drove to Abby's in Baltimore for Thanksgiving, and she gave me a challenge. And I never knew she was doing Plexus. She didn't tell me. She signed up under Joanna. And she said, Mom, it's a 60-day money back guarantee. What have you got to lose except poor health? And Bob even chimed in and said, hey, let's just give it a try and get you signed up. Well, we signed me up, and there was a glitch in how we signed me up. And I didn't get my products. I had to call Joanna and figure out what it was. I called the company. So really, December 9th, when my products arrived, was the day I started. And I got to tell you, I have never looked back. My health immediately, I had sugar cravings so bad that I would stash chocolate everywhere. It was because I was so anemic. And I had constant muscle cramps. I was deficient in magnesium. I was deficient in all the B vitamins when they tested my blood. And so I started Plexus, and I even started getting a goiter on my thyroid that my doctor was watching. And she was watching this disappear. She said, I don't know what you're doing, but just keep it up. She said, you had constant UTIs. You haven't had one in 3 months. She said, the goiter's gone. What are you doing? And I said, I'm doing Plexus. She goes, I've never heard of it. I shared it with her, but she wasn't interested because they're taught to prescribe medication. And she said, don't quit. Keep doing what you're doing. So I got to tell you, Bob and I now are in New Hampshire. We had to find a new doctor. So I just went to this new doctor. He looked at me and he goes, you are not 62. And I go, yeah. He goes, how can you be 62? You look like you're 50, 52. And I said, it's Plexus. He goes, it's what? I got to share Plexus with him. And he said, I got to be honest with you and your husband. He saw both Bob and I together. And he said, you are the healthiest people I've seen today. And then he goes, wait, you're the healthiest people I've seen this week. He goes, wait, you're the healthiest people I've seen this month. He goes, wait, you're the healthiest 60-year-olds I have seen in years. Keep doing what you're doing. And let me tell you, Plexus works for me. The sugar cravings were gone within the first 7 days. They started to dissipate. I now have Dove chocolate in my fridge. I don't even eat it. I could care less for it. I crave healthy food. And I thought I'd never see the day where I could pass up chocolate. I don't even hide it anymore. I just have it and I don't eat it. And I got to tell you, I have gotten my life back. And we've met our new neighbors on either side of us in our condo. And they all go, they know Bob's old because he has white hair. And they go, how'd you get her? She robbed the cradle. He goes, oh, believe me, she's not that much younger than me. But it's all because of Plexus. And I have to keep telling everybody because of the changes in my health. And it's true. My doctor said to me, your levels are so stable for your thyroid. Keep this up, and we're probably going to take you off of thyroid medication. And I go back to what Dr. Ozra told me in Colorado. Nita, heal your gut, heal your diseases. And you know what? It's working. And I poop like clockwork 3 times a day. I went for years without pooping. It's amazing. And I no longer have breakouts. Even before I started Plexus, I'd have the adult acne. My skin was pooping. I don't have that anymore. And I'm just so happy. I just have to tell everybody what it's done for me, and I know it works because my family's living proof that it works. So that's my story.
Thank you. That was awesome. I love it. Like, I feel like after here, I should just quit and like everybody should just go order. Like, who cares what's in the products? Like, you guys, it works. We did all the research for you. You don't need to think about it. We did it for you. But just in case, I've got some of those people on the call that are like, okay, what is this magic drink and how is it bad for me? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the ingredients, what's in it, what makes it work, and we're going to kind of go from there. So where do we start? Plexus has all of these amazing products. I love all of them. I have taken, let's see, every single one of them at some point or another, and I've just continue to see just more and more results. You guys, I'm 2.5 years into this and I'm still noticing things. Like my nails just used to tear like crazy, and I was playing the piano the other day and my nails kind of started hurting because I'm used to like curling my hands, and I couldn't because my nails were hitting the keys before my fingertips were, which that has never ever happened to me. That's a new adventure, so I gotta learn how to replay the piano a little bit, which is kind of crazy. But it's awesome and I love it. I love looking at my hands and being like, oh, my nails like look good, and I hardly do anything with them. So except for cut them a lot more now. So so where do we start? We start with this triplex in the middle. We believe, just like Nita said, that your gut needs to be healed before we can start adding other things in. Your gut is where it all begins. And so these products are made to go together. They work really, really well together, and we've been seeing amazing results that we're going to tell you about. We're going to give you a few more testimonies at the end. But our first product that we like to talk about is our probiotic. If you don't get on any other product, this is the product that you need to be on. What's it going to do? It has 5 strands of good bacteria in it, and that's very common in probiotics, but when you look at the bacteria that's in it, it's awesome. Like all the benefits, if you Google the Bifidobacterium and the Lactobacillus and all of the other amazing probiotics that are in it, what the studies are showing and coming back with what those do is pretty awesome. So the 5 strands, it's really common in probiotics to have that, but what sets us apart is the digestive enzymes that are in this product. It has a couple of different digestive enzymes in it, but the one that I'm going to hone in on is chitokinase, and it is a bacteria or is a digestive enzyme that will actually go in, and the yeast overgrowth in your system or the bad bacteria overgrowth in your system has a hard outer shell on it, and that outer shell is called chitin, and that chitokinase comes in and it's able to break down that shell. That shell is like what's on the outside of a cockroach, so just good bacteria isn't going to be able to get through it. So that digestive enzyme, it comes in, breaks down the outer shell, and it's able to get the bad bacteria out of your gut. We've got to get rid of the overgrowth for you to experience healing in your gut. And so it starts getting rid of that bad bacteria. It's putting good bacteria back in there. It also has grapeseed extract in it, which is a great immune system booster, and then a good source of vitamin C. So that's awesome as well. When I'm talking about overgrowth and I'm saying you're going to start noticing bad symptoms go away, like my dandruff was a direct sign of overgrowth. Sugar and carb cravings, anxiety, depression, irritability, headaches, fatigue, muscle aches, sinusitis, brain fog, and then they talk about yeast being the only one of the only substances that can cross the blood-brain barrier, and so it can possibly be growing in your brain. And if you read The Brain Maker by Dr. Perlmutter, he's going to talk about a lot of different issues that they're finding that are directly related to yeast in the brain. And so it's pretty amazing. So check out that book if you want more information on that. But we're seeing amazing results with kids that start probiotics. We're seeing awesome results. Kids that were nonverbal, that had autism on the spectrum, nonverbal, getting their gut healthy, getting them pooping again has helped them so much. Like I've got kids that were in classrooms that were one-on-one all day with a para, and now they're able to start mainstreaming them. We've got lots of amazing stories with those probiotics that I would love to chat with you about if you've got kids that have disabilities. I have a couple of special needs teachers on our team, and they talk all the time about how most of the kids that are in their classroom, they have something in their file about their bathroom issues. That constipation is something that those kids really struggle with, and so we, like my mom said before, we want to make sure that we're getting that pushed out, and these probiotics are absolutely amazing. BioCleanse is our magnesium supplement. It's absolutely phenomenal, amazing. A couple of signs of magnesium deficiency. My brother-in-law was the poster child for this. Muscle spasms and cramps, hormonal imbalances, weak bones, anxiety, insomnia, decreased energy, irritability, and palpitations. And it's been so much fun to see his life totally flip around and him experience relief from most of those things that I just listed off. It's going to relieve constipation gently and naturally. It's going to oxygenate your body at a cellular level, increase metabolism, so it'll help with your weight loss. It's going to detox your intestinal tract and your arteries, and it's going to support collagen production in your skin, so no more Botox for all of us. But what I like about it is I like to mountain bike, and so when I mountain bike, I've had some pretty awesome crashes. And just a few. It was like almost weekly there for a while where I was hitting the ground pretty hard. But what I'm thankful for is it helps the bones and connective tissue. Actually, what you need, you get enough calcium and vitamin D from your diet for the most part. And what they're finding is that people need magnesium because your body needs the magnesium to be able to digest magnesium and vitamin D in order to digest your calcium. And so most people are magnesium deficient, not calcium deficient. So when the doctors are trying to hand you a magnesium supplement or a calcium supplement, you're probably in need of magnesium. Okay, Plexus Slim. This is the third product in the triplex, and I love this product. It's how I start my morning every morning. It replaced my Cup of Joe from Caribou. Some of you are probably out of state and don't know what Caribou is. It's like a Starbucks. And it has completely changed my life. So it was, like I said earlier, it was created for type 2 diabetics and not weight loss. It has chromium in it, which is like eating lots and lots of broccoli. And so it's going to balance your blood sugar all day long. Benefits of balanced blood sugar: better sleep, better mood, weight loss, aids in reduction of food cravings and appetite, and it increases your energy. Getting your blood sugars balanced all day long is going to help your energy levels immensely.
Right, and they're even calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. It's inflammation in the brain because of sugar. And so if we can help balance those blood sugars, you're going to see a decrease then in some of the brain issues or like even Alzheimer's, and it's proven.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Getting that blood sugar balanced is pretty awesome. The Garcinia cambogia in it is going to help increase your serotonin levels and promote better sleep. I sleep like a rock. Like when I used to sleep like 10 to 11 hours a day, more if I could. And now I am functioning well at 6. I'm telling you, the amount of stuff that I can get done is absolutely amazing, and I feel great. I wake up after 6 hours naturally, even though I might try and lay there a little longer some days, I'll be honest. But it also has alpha-lipoic acid in it, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. My mom had been struggling with some major bursitis in her hip. Here she is, she's teaching gut health and all these natural ways to help yourself, and she was having to live on ibuprofen because she couldn't sleep at night because the bursitis in her hip was so bad. She had tried physical therapy, she had tried chiropractic care, and nothing was helping her. And after 3 days on Plexus Slim, she was able to sleep like a baby with no pain on her side. She's having to sleep on her back, and so us side sleepers know how awful it is to have to move to our backs. And so it's also going to help promote healthy cholesterol and lipid levels, and then the flavoring is all natural. It's absolutely amazing. It tastes great, and I love it in the morning. I just shake her up and I drive to work and I drink this on my way to work. It's absolutely amazing. So the last part of this is last May they reformulated this product and added prebiotics in it. And so if you hear a lot about probiotics, but prebiotics are what are going to feed the good bacteria in your gut. What's awesome about our prebiotics is that they only feed the good bacteria. So they aren't going to feed the bad bacteria. The formula is an XOS formula. Most prebiotics and other products are FOS, which is a fructose sugar-based prebiotic.
Or inulin.
Or inulin.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, they're just sugar-based.
Okay.
And so they're going to feed the bad bacteria along with the good bacteria.
Yeah, so it's not just going to feed the good, and ours is formulated so it's only going to feed the good. It's just going to help. It's awesome. I love it. I have noticed a major reduction in my inflammation, even from before starting this on the old Slim to starting the new Slim. People that see my pictures are like, you don't even look like the same person, because my face has just completely thinned out, which is super fun. It had a little bit before this one, and I lost inches other places, but after this one, my face has just completely changed. It's been kind of fun. But this is proven to increase lactobacillus and bifidobacterium by 290%. You don't need to remember those names. You just need to remember that, hey, it feeds my good bacteria in my gut. And then it's going to increase Akkermansia by 250%. Now, why does Akkermansia matter? Akkermansia, what they have found in studies is that people who are able to control their weight at a healthy level have higher levels of Akkermansia in their gut than people who are unable to maintain a healthy weight. And so we want to increase those gut bugs, increase those gut bugs to help you maintain a healthy weight. And a healthy weight, you guys, when I say healthy weight, that means that people that are on the too skinny spectrum that have started this product have actually been able to gain healthy weight. I have a couple of people on my team that they couldn't gain weight before, and they would try everything possible and couldn't gain weight. And now after starting this product, they're able to gain weight. It's pretty amazing. So enough on those. The last product, I don't sell it. You can buy it at Walmart. Otherwise, you can get it out of your tap if you live in the city, filter it. But at least half of your body weight in ounces a day. So if you weigh 200 pounds, make sure you're hitting that 100-ounce mark. Lots and lots of suggestions on different ways that you can do that. I have a little app that tells me when I need to drink more, and I've only killed 2 plants by forgetting to tell it I drank water. It's like, you grow a plant. It's a kind of an interesting app.
Okay.
And I've killed 2. So you can imagine, I don't have any plants in my house. None. Not a green thumb. I killed my garden last year too. Why am I talking? I don't know.
It's all good.
Random. Squirrel. Okay. So common questions that people ask a lot about Plexus. We're just going to kind of run through them because they're probably questions you're sitting there right now like, this stuff seems too good to be true. So let me talk a little bit and more about that. Is it FDA approved? The FDA does not approve or disapprove anything that is supposed to be good for you. However, they have strict guidelines and strict rules, and Plexus follows them to a T. The only thing that is approved by the FDA on that list of 3 things on the bottom is that wonderful cigarette there in the middle. Okay, so then this or that. Is it expensive? I don't know. I was paying $5 a day now on, not now, but now they're $5 a day on that beautiful little drink there. So I was spending about $100 to $110 a month just on coffee. And within 2 weeks, I didn't want that coffee anymore, and Plexus basically paid for itself. I also struggled with a gym membership that I just didn't use. And then I know tons of people who have been able to come off of medications that were expensive prescriptions with their doctor's approval. So I'm not advertising going off anything without your doctor's approval. I would prefer that you talk to them. And then we've got junk food. My sister would do a row of Oreos every night because she needed the sugar. We have people on our team that would eat licorice out of their nightstands because that was just, they craved sugar so much. And for me, it was not having to buy the 1 or 2 bags of candy a week that I would keep in my drawer and I would eat, and it would just spike and trough my blood sugar all day long. So saving money on Plexus. Is it safe? I think it's the most natural way to improve your health, but we have ingredients lists that you are more than welcome to take to your doctor and ask if they see anything wrong with you taking these products. Ask them to look at the ingredients list, and then if you're on a medication, feel free to bring it to your pharmacist. Sometimes your pharmacists are going to be able to look at the ingredients and know if something would contradict, but this is all food. So if you have a medication restriction with food, then go ahead and check with them, but everything that's in these products is all natural and it's food-based. So if you can eat plant-based, plant-based products. So okay, so does the business work? Yes. The business is absolutely amazing. It's been such a financial blessing. I always just put these people on here because this is my family. This is us. And our story is better than the one that you see on TV. No, but I look at my mom, and 2.5 years ago, we couldn't afford a winter coat for my brother. He had grown 6.5 inches in the year. My dad had left about 8 years prior, and we just didn't have money to be able to buy him a winter coat. And an organization in town actually came and gave us Christmas that year and bought all of our gifts and made it so that we could have a Christmas. And now I look, and over the last 1.5 years, my mom has been able to pay for a private helicopter pilot license, which is like $400 to $450 an hour for my brother to get his private pilot license, which is just amazing. He's looking at going into the Army and defending our country, flying helicopters, which is awesome and exciting and a little nerve-wracking for us, but it's super exciting. And she was able to help him accomplish a dream, and which is fun because dreaming wasn't something that we always got to do. It was more of, is it a necessity to survive? And now we're starting to get to do the fun things in life too. We did a lot of fun things. Mm-hmm. We had fun, but it's just not the same when you don't have that weight of the next bill on your shoulders. My younger sister is in the middle. She's expecting her second child, and because of her Plexus income, she's military. Her husband moves all over. She can work her business from anywhere. She's able to stay at home full time with both of those little boys. And then my older sister, Sarah, is an Emerald ambassador with Plexus, and her husband has just been recently having some back issues and has had to be out of work. And previous to Plexus, him being out of work would have sunk them. It would have not made life fun for them. And now he can be out of work and they don't even miss his income. And it's amazing to just they're not worried about their finances at all, not having his full-time income coming in, or if he has to miss a paycheck or whatever, because Plexus has their back. It's absolutely wonderful to be able to see that stress come off of them. I've also been able to watch them both become better parents. We lived with them for 6 months, and they were tired, exhausted. They would lay on the couch and not be able to function after their full days at work. And their 2 little boys, Trevor and Connor, would run around, and mom and dad just didn't have much time for them. And now their parenting style has completely changed. They are with those little boys all the time, giving them adventures just because they're not exhausted all the time. So when I look at, yes, the business works and it's provided so much for us, I would be here whether or not the business worked or not, because if I could give you the health results that everybody in my family has had, I would still be here sharing, even if I didn't get paid for it, because this is a life change. This is such a life change for us. But the financial side of sharing health and wellness, and the benefit and the fun it is seeing everybody else, like my Aunt Nita's story, that came because we shared. Had we not shared, that wouldn't have happened. We would be over here having better health, but she would still be out on the East Coast miserable. And so we just get the benefit of doing that as well. So I know I spent a lot of time on that slide, but I'm just passionate about it because the sharing side of this has been amazing. So next slide. Will the products work for you? So often people are just like, yeah, it's working for so many people, but I don't think it would work for me. And I'm like, well, let me prove it. The company has a 60-day money-back guarantee. So please, please, please take advantage of that. Try it for 2 full months and be consistent. And I guarantee you're going to see something. Erin Davis, she's in the pink coat with her husband. She experienced relief from dear heavens, my mind's going like migraines
Mm-hmm.
and headaches, and from she's lost like 30 pounds and looks great. The first month that she was on it, over that time of the month, her husband told her that it was never leaving their house again. And it's completely changed her her parenting style too. She used to, she said she used to be snippy with her kids sometimes. And this has given her patience. She feels better, so she doesn't feel like she needs to be snippy. It's so fun to watch her, and she takes her kids on amazing adventures. Like, they go up the North Shore by Lake Superior all the time. It's just been so fun to watch the health change that she's had. Abby, in the center with the red curly hair, is a NICU nurse, and she struggled with migraines, started on the ProBio 5 and noticed major relief with that, but she also had skin issues so bad that as a NICU nurse felt like she needed to wear long sleeves because she didn't want parents seeing the issues on her skin and thinking that it was something that would hurt their kids. And so it was so fun last summer to watch her wear tank tops for the first time in years because her skin had cleared up. It was amazing. I don't know where we want to go. Okay. Yeah. So Todd, down in the bottom right-hand corner with the dog. I'll leave you with his story. He was our licorice eater. He would eat it at night, and he would drive to the store and buy it. They said the other night in 12-pound chunks. He would literally buy licorice in 12-pound chunks. That I just don't even understand. Like, that is just a lot of licorice. And he would sleep eat licorice, and he had sugar all day long. He had debilitating migraines, wasn't able to function, was just kind of exhausted all the time, and not able to love life like he is now. And he shared his story last night on another call, or a couple nights ago on another call, and it almost just brought me to tears because the difference that he's been able to make. He's been able to come off a ton of his medications. He doesn't struggle with migraines anymore. He
rescinded his disability papers.
Yep. And you guys, he wouldn't poop for 3 weeks at a time. Like, that's crazy. And he is regular now. Not that you all wanted to know that, but it's important. It's so important. So this slide gets me so excited because their stories and our stories and Nita's story could be you too. And so that's I'm going to leave it at that tonight. I want to just thank you guys so much for joining this call with us. It's the best time to join our team. It is the best time to be here with us. We are having a blast. Plexus is growing like crazy, and we are changing people's lives. Our goal this year is to reach 1,000 people and absolutely radically change their lives. And so come join us. We are willing to help you and help your business grow and help you share this with your families. So I'm going to post this video. Feel free to share it via Facebook or whatever. I'm going to put it on YouTube so that you can share it with anybody. So you're more than welcome to share it with your friends and family. It's been a life change that I would never take back. So thank you guys again so much for joining us, and I can't thank you enough for being here. So have a good night, and we will chat soon. And I hopefully will be able to do one of these for you guys sometime soon. So